So I'm the proud owner of a BambuLab P2S, and I love it. Or at least I did until about a week ago when BambuLabs released the X2D, a printer which costs $100 more but is better in almost every single way than the P2S. So yeah, instant buyer's remorse, I guess. Now I've seen so many comments from the public on the BambuLab Discord, on Facebook, on Reddit, slightly disgruntled users who all say they're going to sell their P2S and just buy the X2D. I guess my question is, are those people being overly dramatic? Is the X2D actually that good? And if, like me, you have got a P2S, what are we gonna do now? This is just a little video wrapping up my thoughts around the whole topic. Because let's face it, if you're into tech, at some point in your life you will have faced a situation like this. But this kind of feels like the worst kind, you know? It's not like oh, I wish I'd bought this in the sales. Ugh. It's more like I've just bought this thing, I was really happy with it, and then immediately the company releases a version which is significantly better and not that much money either. And let me just be real for a second, if you are on the fence and are just about to dive into buying your first BambuLabs printer, don't buy the P2S, you should absolutely be buying the X2D. It is better in lots of ways that we're going to talk about. But if, like me, you already own a P2S and you're feeling a little bit sick this week, then don't worry, I've got you. We can just treat this as our group therapy session. So what are we actually missing? Well, let's start with the big one. The X2D has two nozzles. One main nozzle, which can do everything the P2S's main nozzle can do, and a second, what BambuLab are calling an auxiliary nozzle, which is actually a downgraded nozzle, basically just dedicated for supports, so you can have less waste, faster layer swaps, and potentially cleaner support removal too. So it's a major advantage, and in my opinion, the main reason you should upgrade. The other major reason you should be looking at to buy the X2D is because it now comes with an active heated chamber, which can cook itself up to 65 degrees, and that opens up a whole suite of other materials you can now print with the printer, including things like nylon and ABS and a whole other suite of engineering grade materials. The P2S actually does have a heated chamber, but it's a passive heated chamber, which basically just means it closes off all the vents on the printer, and then the ambient temperature inside the chamber heats up to about 50 degrees, which isn't as controllable and isn't as good. But here I have a solution for you, because you can use a third-party internal heater, something like the BQ Panda Breath, which is fully compatible with the firmware and the UI of the printer. Panda Breath costs around $70 to $100, depending on the time of year you buy it and where you're getting it from. And that's exactly what I plan to do with this little bad boy. So at least that's that gap closed. The upgrades for the X2D don't stop there though. It also gets upgraded rods and internal components, more advanced sensors, better AI detection, particularly via a nozzle mounted camera, which give you more accurate views of how the filament is actually being laid at the time. But a big one for me, and you'll see why in a couple of videos, is X2D has a proper external exhaust and filtration system. Now the P2S also has a filtration system, but it's internal, so it just recirculates itself into a little air filter. But the X2D comes with one that vents outside, which means you can hook it up to an external vent and then vent it straight out to your building or your window or whatever you like, which is much, much safer. You can, however, do that with the P2S too, but you need to go to BambuLabs, purchase their external exhaust kit, which costs about $30 to $40, and then install that as an extra modification. So again, for P2S owners, that's not completely out of reach. So for P2S owners like you or me, what should you actually do now? Well, you've got a few options. If you are, by some miracle, still inside the return window of your P2S and you're not worried about the morality of doing this, you can package up your P2S, return it to BambuLabs, wait for the refund to hit your account, then purchase an X2D. That's perfectly fine. You could also just sell your P2S, upload it on something like a third-party market site like eBay or something like that, expect to take a 30 to 40% hit on the price of your printer, then use that cash to put towards an X2D. It's definitely not ideal, but it will get you the result you want. Or, and this is what I'll be doing, a little bit controversially, you could just use the printer you already have. Because here's the thing, the P2S didn't suddenly become bad overnight. It didn't lose features. It's still the same printer we were all printing with a week ago and we're really loving. The only thing that's really shifted now is our own perception of what good and bad is. And I'll grant you, the X2D has put a big old shift on that for me. But this is the way tech works, right? There's always something better coming down the road, and if you waited for the perfect printer, you would just never buy anything. That's the game. So my honest verdict on the X2D is, look, It's obviously an absolute monster, and we expect good things because it's a BambuLabs printer and it's clearly much better than the P2S. But, and I'm going to say something else slightly controversial, and feel free to flame me in the comments if you don't think this is true, but I think most of the people printing on printers like this are still printing single colour PLA fonts and maybe a bit of PETG, and not doing much more beyond that. So the extra engineering grade filaments, the extra speed upgrades and all that sort of stuff won't make that much difference. Or maybe I'm just in denial. Who knows? So if you've already bought a P2S, you've still got an excellent machine. And don't forget, for about $100, $150, you can buy yourself a third-party internal heater and the external ventilation system and add those into your printer as modifications. So you've got those options too to help close the gap a little bit. So I'll leave you with these final thoughts. It's about a week later now and I'm still printing with my P2S, and as soon as I fired up the machine again and started cranking back into my normal workflow, I kind of started to forget all about the X2D, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, it's not really about the printer, it's about what you make with it. Can I live with slightly slower prints? Yes. Can I live without dual nozzles? Yes. Can I live with a bit more waste? Sadly, yes. Because I have a great printer and I'm able to print right now, and frankly 3D printing still feels kind of like magic, doesn't it? So let me know in the comments, are you a P2S owner and you're sticking with your P2S? Are you a P2S owner and you're selling it all and upgrading to the X2D? Or perhaps you're still printing on a 10-year-old bed slinger? Who knows? As long as you're having fun, it doesn't really matter. So I'll just leave you by saying that a huge thank you to everybody who has watched the video this far. If you have, leave a comment down below to let me know. That's amazing. Maybe drop a subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. And a huge thank you to everyone who joins in on the comments, supports me over on Patreon, or joins in the chat over my Discord. You are all legends. Thank you so much. And I'll just leave you by saying that this is RisingApe Minis. I've been James, and I will see you next time.